Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Jake Ferguson posts cryptic Instagram message after Dalton Schultz's Cowboys dig. Jake Ferguson's timing was certainly interesting. The Cowboys tight end posted a curious photo on his Instagram story Friday afternoon of a message inside the team's practice facility that read, "It is a privilege, not a right, to play, coach and work for the Dallas Cowboys." Ferguson's post came just days after his ex-teammate and current Texans tight end, Dalton Schultz, criticized the Cowboys' culture and how it is better in Houston. "The focus is just football, you know what I mean," Schultz said during The Pat McAfee Show on Wednesday. "I'm going back and telling some people about being around the Cowboys' practice facility and game day and describing some of the interactions and stuff that you see on a day-to-day basis, and it surprises a lot of people. They're like, holy crap. That actually happens at a practice facility? You think it's normal, and then you come to a place like this. Dallas is literally a zoo, dude. There's people tapping on the glass trying to get people's attention while they're doing power cleans or whatever. It's different. That's the brand that they've built, that's what owner Jerry Jones likes, that's the way that they run things, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't realize how many eyeballs and how much that can maybe distract in the locker room, just being in the facility, until you go somewhere else and you're like, holy crap, there's none of that." Ferguson and Schultz were Cowboys teammates during the 2022-23 season at the same position before Schultz signed with the Texans last offseason. Schultz spent the first 5 seasons of his career with the Cowboys and last year with the Texans, recording 59 receptions, 635 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns in the regular season. Ferguson, who is dating TCU basketball star and social media influencer Haley Cavender and is the grandson of legendary Wisconsin football coach and athletic director Barry Alvarez, enjoyed a breakout season in his second season with the Cowboys last year, recording 71 receptions, 761 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns in the regular season. Dallas Cowboys predicted to make sensational signing of top free agent RB this offseason. With Tony Pollard planning to test the open market this offseason, the Dallas Cowboys suddenly need to fill the running back position, and it's suggested they look into the AFC West for a potential replacement. Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report pitched the idea of the Dallas Cowboys acquiring Josh Jacobs since the Las Vegas Raiders aren't interested in keeping him via the franchise tag for the second consecutive summer. Jacobs, who held out for much of the 2023 offseason before agreeing to a reworked 1-year, $12 million deal, will have little reason to not at least test the market. If he does, the question will become whether Las Vegas is willing to outbid other teams for his services, wrote Knox. A team like the Dallas Cowboys could be interested in making Jacobs an offer that the Raiders won't match, he added. How will Josh Jacobs fit in with the Dallas Cowboys? After recording 2,053 yards, 1,653 rushing, 400 receiving, and 12 touchdowns in 2022, Jacobs' numbers went down in 2023, as he only managed to tally 1,101, 805 rushing, 296 receiving, and 6 touchdowns. He only played 13 games due to a quad injury. Because the Las Vegas Raiders plan on using multiple running backs and not being so reliant on one player, it doesn't make sense for them to spend big on retaining Jacobs this summer. That makes the 2-time Pro Bowler one of the top 2 RB options in free agency, according to NFL insider Diana Rossini. "The way we're going to play, and the way a lot of teams play, is you need more than one back," said Las Vegas Raiders GM Tom Telesco last month. "I don't really see a lead back type thing. You've got to have more than one. You need to have 2. You need to have 3. They all have different roles with the team. The way this game is played, it's hard to put that all on one person." The Dallas Cowboys haven't had a dual-threat running back since Ezekiel Elliott during his prime years, and Josh Jacobs can play the part. At the same time, the Alabama product is only 26 years old, which is not yet old by NFL running back standards. But for Dallas to get Jacobs, they may have to do some financial maneuvering since they're roughly $4 million over the cap. Cowboys free up $13 million in cap space with Zack Martin contract decision. There's less than a week until the official 2024 league year begins for the NFL, and franchises are already gearing up for what should be an exciting and perhaps unprecedented offseason. With the record salary cap increase set to take effect, NFL teams, including the Dallas Cowboys, are clearing as much cap space as they can to make some splash signings and extend the contracts of star players. The Cowboys are getting a big chunk of money back after converting All-Pro guard Zack Martin's salary for next season into a signing bonus. The move opens up $13 million in cap space for Dallas, per Tom Pelissero, while Martin gets money up front as he enters the final season of his contract. Martin held out for much of training camp last season as he looked for a new deal. The 33-year-old followed that contract drama by earning the 7th first-team All-Pro honors of his 10-year career. The Cowboys' offensive line has been a significant part of their identity for much of the franchise's existence. Zack Martin is right up there with Dallas greats at his position and is on track to end up in the Hall of Fame someday. Could 2024 be the last year we see him in a Cowboys uniform? Looming decisions for Jerry Jones. Cowboys. This is an important offseason for the Cowboys as their drought without a Super Bowl win or appearance nears 3 decades. Dallas has the talent and has been in the dance in each of the last 3 years following 12-win regular seasons. A 1-3 playoff record and a couple of division titles is all there is to show for it. With quarterback Dak Prescott and All-Pro wide receiver CeeDee Lamb on expiring contracts this year, the priority for Dallas has to be extending both of them, which will cost a pretty penny. There's an argument to be made that both Prescott and Lamb should become the highest-paid player at their respective positions, but the Cowboys might try to work something out where they won't have to completely break the bank for their stars. Dallas also has to think about the future of Micah Parsons. The Cowboys exercised the 5th-year option in Parsons' rookie contract earlier this week, controversially as a defensive end rather than a linebacker, to save a couple of million. Could that leave a sour taste in Parsons' mouth during contract negotiations? There's a world in which the Cowboys hand extensions to all 3 of Prescott, Lamb and Parsons this offseason. Maybe some wouldn't see it as smart business, but it seems within Dallas' best interest to retain all 3, so in the football sense of it, why wait? Of course, money will play a significant factor, hence why the Cowboys are finding ways to help their salary cap. The pursuit of locking up those 3 players long-term could force a player like Zack Martin to get lost in the shuffle. Multi-time All-Pro guards don't just fall out of trees, but Dallas might look for a replacement in this year's draft with Martin's contract drawing to a close. It will be a fascinating offseason in Dallas. Will the Cowboys come out the other side as a different team? We likely won't find out until January.